Ooh, good morning, everybody. Happy birthday to me, Orokoro. Don't tell me it's your birthday today, too, because I know a fuck ton of people that have the same birthday as me. And if that's the case, that's kind of crazy. Give me free shit. That's not how it works, cunt. That's not how it works at all. And I will say again, if my ass wants to sit here and stream in the morning, I'm gonna fucking do it. And I would also just like to point out that when Captain did his birthday stream, he did not wear a fucking birthday hat. And I spent $15 to get these stupid ass Supreme Leader Kylo Ren birthday hats because they don't have Jar Jar ones. Really wish they had fucking Jar Jar ones, but they don't. My wife and I went out to the city yesterday. We went to this really cool place, Kote, which is like a very, it's like an upscale Korean barbecue. Going out tonight to another steakhouse, a little bit more local, with my buddy who does have the same birthday as I do. We're probably going to go see a movie today, depending on when all of this stuff gets done and when we're finished. Right? They don't... If you go on Amazon and type in Star Wars birthday hats, these are literally the only ones that show up. And I bought this lovely banner, which DTKKM also, I guess, had a recent birthday and has the same banner. I was very surprised by the lack of Star Wars party stuff on Amazon. C Squared, I love you. I love your message. I love the music that you put forth for me in the moderator chat that most people are not privy to. So here's what our goal is today. We got TV. Oh, wow. Somebody, smart detection of mod stuff. Love that. We've got TV. We've got the raid. We have roster reviews. We have a lot of them. I don't know if we're going to get to all of them today. And then we have an Egnard's Who Knows Me Best quiz. I don't think it's that hard. C Squared, unfortunately, you tested it out for me. So if you're here all morning, I can't help you out with winning or anything. But I do appreciate you helping me with that and making sure that it was not too difficult and it was all things that I've said before, so that it was fair. With that said, because I do want to go see a movie, Blink Twice, Channing Tatum, some creepy, funny thriller on an island, fantasy island kind of thing. I do want to see that, which means we do have to get on the road. We do have to get things done. Hey, good morning. All my YouTube people, Christian, Knights of Me, Daniel, which DTK, definitely are a weeb. Anyone who says that they're not a weeb is definitely a weeb. Yeah, there's a new math video this morning that just came out. We did the 500 crystal relic packs. I redid it. Yeah, the last one was like 14 minutes long and it was very quick, and it's very funny to watch the old one because it's back when I thought splitting a screen was the coolest thing in the world. This one's got a little bit more value to it. Has updated farming stuff. Oh, Oni, you're close, man. Happy birthday. August. I think somebody I know has a birthday on August 28th. I don't remember who. Our goal today is to get at least more than 50 people doing this quiz later, because with Kahoot, I had to pay for a membership. And I had to pay, I was like, man, 50 people in this Kahoot, maybe it's not going to be enough. So I had to pay like 2 times the price to increase that. So as long as we have a good amount, that would make me very happy. with that said, let's get TV going so that I can chat with you guys, and not get yelled at by the rest of my TV staff. So we're at 12 minutes. I actually messed up and I did not do all of my platoons. I got yelled at this morning. I thought I did. I fixed it. It's where it needs to be. Let's see if RNG is going to be nice to me with this stupid battle this morning. Ooh. It never is, but we'll see. I also wanted to get balloons, but there's only so much money you can spend on useless crap before it becomes pathetic. So we're gonna settle for just the banner today. Maybe I'll keep it for next year, and every year we'll add to the collection. We'll just have a box of sad Egnard's birthday party stuff. Kind of like my wife's box of Christmas decorations that increases every year. So I gotta say, I do like the background on Ring of Kafrine. I really do. I do think that this is a really cool background. I just hate the mission. It's kind of like Braca, kind of tough. If you get the right amount of assists, then it's great and you're wonderful. But that seems to be the case with everything in this game. Is if the assists work out for you, you're great, and if not, not so much. Yeah, man, Bloons Tower Defense, big fan. I did delete it from my phone. I had the Netflix membership one, and I usually only have 1 to 2 games on my phone at any one time. And because we did the sponsored stuff, I got rid of any errant games, but I'll probably download it at a later date. Dude, you had the setup for your birthday, man. You had the arches, you had the stormtrooper balloons, that's excellent. And if I were throwing a real birthday party with people here, I maybe would have done a little bit more. But my background is obviously pretty lackluster in my basement. So I didn't want to go too crazy. All right, we won it. Excellent. Dude, he, these crazy big stormtrooper balloons, full life-size stormtrooper balloons. Well, you're not in my house. Conked. If you were in my house, that's different. And if you were in my house, I'd be a little bit scared, actually. So Ani, from what I understand, it's more of it's not so much horror as it is thriller comedy, with some spooky elements. It's Channing Tatum. Whoa. Did we see that? That does not happen often. What? Oh, that's why. God damn it. I hate having extra R9s. Oh my god. I'm sorry, Gungans. I'm sorry, Gungans. I'm just so excited. From what I understand, I would say Knives Out seems like the type of movie. If you were to take Fantasy Island with Knives Out almost. You know what? I'm not used to having... Well, I don't use ad reads. It doesn't matter. But that makes sense. I was very confused. I was wait a second. How did they get blasted so quickly with the Omicron? But that makes sense now. Um, I gotta tell you, when it comes to being names on the screen, there are a few people that can vouch for that not being true. I have met multiple people from here at local breweries. I have gone into Manhattan to meet people that don't even watch my streams that much, but are like cursory related to the streams through like Fortuna Favors the Bold. I am all about going out, hanging out, like meeting people, but interestingly enough, not as many people as you would think live in my area. Yeah, no man, I'll text you later. I'll message you, after the movie, and if it is, I'll let you know. Oh, you know what? I screwed this mission up too. Gotta use the heal first. I'm just so excited. I'm so excited to be old. That's my bad though. So those of you listening right now, I'll say this again later, but I know not everybody's here the whole time because you have other things to do. Obviously, you don't have the time to just sit here and hang out with me all day. We have 3 mystery prizes. I don't know what they are. They could be bad. They could be good. I don't know. Meathead committed to, that's what he committed to, and I kind of didn't expect anything, so I'm grateful for that 100%. One of those mystery prizes is going to be just commenting your ally code on YouTube on this video in the next like 24 hours, right? So that's one that anybody can be part of. The other ones are going to involve the quiz, which will come later. So if you're only here for a small amount of time, C squared, obviously you are eligible for that prize because it's going to be random. You just go to YouTube, just comment your ally code on this video, and I'll pull that in 24 hours. And I wanted to do that so that people that couldn't be here for the entire brunch, they get to have a little bit of fun and a chance for something interesting. Yeah, listen, that's my thing. A prize is a prize, and I didn't expect anything, and it felt really weird just even reaching out to Meathead and being like, hey man, like, could you hook me up? And I totally appreciate it. I really do. 3 Clone Wars Chewie shards. in true 3 Scoundrels style, just your ally code. And that's what I'll send to Meathead. To Meathead, I will send, here's your ally code. Yes, Christian has to be here the whole time. C squared, you got to be here the whole entire time if you want a prize. It's the only way you're getting it. Oh, man. See, I'm trying to get through this as quickly as possible because with all of the reviews we have going on, I want to see how many I can get them. So, Gunny, not in the stream chat, in like the actual comments for YouTube, the like videos comments. Right, because I can't go back and check these comments. Yeah, you should be able to post on those, no matter what. That's true, Astra. It could be comment my ally code. Okay, so If the YouTube comments themselves are only available afterwards, I'm not picking that for 24 hours, okay? So comment within those 24 hours. Tomorrow morning, that one I will randomly generate. I'll do a little wheel and pick that. So you can't do that right this second, but you got 24 hours to do it. The other two will be directly related to the stuff going on today. What I will do, Vash, is I will also, on Discord, I will tag and I will remind people because I cannot do it until after the stream is over, but I will do that. And 5% Nomad will give us excuses and be like, sorry, I got my leg amputated yesterday. And you'll go, wait a second, you've given that excuse 4 times already. Da, 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 da. Ops 3. I don't kink shame. We don't kink shame on Slice of Otagunga. Slice of Otagunga, we are all about the kinks. We've got plenty of people that have them. You can only kill your grandma once. Yes, but you can have multiple grandmas. Remember that. Everybody, technically, at least, has 4. Though I think most of mine were dead before I was a kid, so. Hey, Balak. Good morning. Other than that stupid Gungan snafu before, we're doing pretty okay. That's why, Vash, I said technically have at least, right? I'm not... You could definitely have more. You could also have, like... There are definitely people, when I have kids, who are, like, honorary grandmas, friends' parents, and step-parents, and thruples, and quadruples, and... I don't shame here. Daniel, yeah, you can delete that game. And speaking of the sponsored stuff, I had wanted to start it today, the second one for the PC client, our PC fund. We did awesome with it, by the way, and you guys were awesome for helping me out, and I super appreciate that. But I wanted to do a non-city builder and something maybe a little bit easier and lighter for next week. So I'm waiting for slots in one of the easier ones, like MSF or like Raid or something. So I've been refreshing constantly for slots to open up. And we're super close to that goal, which I'm happy about, because we're gonna up the game on our content creation and the PC client and everyone that was part of that sponsored stream stuff over the last 2 weeks. I love it. I appreciate it, and we did way better than I anticipated. So thank you. No, it was, yeah, man. Nomad, it was fun to just like pop into after we got our streaming stuff done, it was fun to just pop into Discord for a couple hours and just chat with people. Like that I enjoyed doing. We did it through the power of friendship. I played MSF for a short amount of time to see if I liked it, and I didn't hate it. I just didn't have time for 2 games like this. You can do Duolingo, I don't care. I mean, I'm not a great dancer, but I will do a dance later. Maybe after TV, before we start the raid, I'll do a little boogie. You're going to regret asking for one. You're like, crap. I do not have rhythm. Hey, Digger. I remember doing a roster review for you because I went on a tangent about Gilmore Girls. And one of the boyfriends on it, whose nickname was Digger. And I think I remember you being like, I don't know what you're talking about. But I do remember going on that tangent. Did I just hear you say? Yes, Gilmore Girls. Are you Team Logan or are you Team Jess? My wife is Team Jess. I'm personally Team Logan. I think Logan and Jess both have their strong suits and they have their weaknesses. I think Logan grew up a little bit more than Jess did, and Jess is a little bit too moody. Logan was a shithead at first. Anyone who's Team Dean needs to get lost or just hasn't watched the rest of the show. And anyone who's rolling their eyes at me about being Team Logan or Team Jess and they're like, oh, Gilmore Girls is just for women. No, you're missing out. Gilmore Girls is great. Great early 2000s show. We were done dirty. Netflix did us dirty with Year in the Life, though. I could talk all day about this. Dance after a few shots. I'm definitely gonna have a couple. I've got some whiskey in here, but I don't want to get too crazy because we are going to the movies later. Here's the thing, though, Ani. Logan was a shithead, but so was Jess. Jess was a moody shithead for most of the show. It wasn't until the very end that he came out of his shell. And kind of the same thing with Logan. Logan started to learn to be a better person too. And I just think overall, when we talk about growth, Logan grew more than Jess did. That's my personal take. But they both were shitheads. Remember that. I love that we're having a Gilmore Girls conversation here. I could go for Team Mom, but we're talking about the... Never mind. I don't want to get into that conversation. Dude, 100%. But, you know, again, he had to deal with his personal issues with his parentage and with Luke and everything, right? And, like... And I get that. And he had to go through that younger, moody phase, and I totally understand that. Logan had the opposite end of the spectrum problem. Like, yeah, he was somebody who grew up in a world where he had everything. And I'm not saying that that is something that we should be like, oh, poor you. But there is the idea of having to grow out of your dad's shadow, and his dad was a piece of shit. And so was his mom. His mom was a piece of shit. And he had to figure out his world and figure out what life looked like as himself. And I do think that Rory turning down Logan in that last season, that was the right choice. She was too young. I get that. But I think that in the end, they should have ended up together. Yeah, well, yesterday what we were talking about on Discord, there was like the juxtaposition of gender identity and like beating the Jedi Knight Luke event, which was a very funny conversation. Reading on the bus, being like, "What the hell is going on?" Mitchum was a dick, but so was his mom. Remember when Rory met the mom? And they were like all over the place. That family was a mess. That was quite the conversation. The ROI of my life. Man, I mean, I've said how old I am going to be today. I'm not going to mention it now because that's going to be important for later. But I'm in my midlife. I'm in a little bit of a crisis, midlife crisis. But I think I'm doing okay. You know, I think I'm doing all right. That's what I'm saying, man. Like he had his own stuff to contend with, and I'm not saying he had it harder than Jess did. Jess definitely had it harder, but they had both had their own figuring out to do. And I know that you're young, you're still in university, and what tends to happen, and as you get older, and some of you guys who are in uni now, and you're like, oh, I got it all figured out, I'm an adult. 10 years from now, guys, you're gonna turn it, and you're like, man, I was a dumbass. And I do that like every 5 years. I was like, man, 5 years ago, I was a dumbass. Hey, Cap. Good morning. Do you notice my hat? You didn't wear one on your birthday stream, so I'm calling you out. I've got a hat. Spent $15 on it, but that's okay. Doesn't matter. I don't think this is gonna work. But I want to use a light side team here. Yeah, again, in 5 years, I'm like, oh, I was a dumbass at the age that I am now. That's just life. Dude, you're still like 18, 19 too. You are very much a dumbass, just like everyone else. No, actually, I have 10 more hats. So if somebody wants a birthday hat, I got them upstairs. And I was going to buy, somebody linked me in our Egg Horror chat, our Egg Horror game chat, a Jar Jar pull-down hat. And it was really cheap. It was only like $12, but it was from... Hot Topic. Yeah, this wasn't going to work. But it wasn't guaranteed to get here in time unless I paid an extra like $24 in shipping. And I was not going to pay twice the price of the item to ship the item. So we have to deal with a regular party hat. I'm not really a cake person, Bash. For anyone that cares, man, I should have put this in the egg quiz, but for anyone that cares, I do like cheesecake, which is not a cake. I will fight you on that. I am a big fan of cheesecake. I am a big fan of key lime pie. I am a big fan of lemon meringue pie. I do not know if this will work because I had to give up my Asajj. So let's see. Let's just throw in a rando. Now, conked. There's two main styles of cheesecake. There is, and I'm sure in Israel and other places there might be other styles of cheesecake, but there's two main styles of cheesecake here. There is New York cheesecake and there's Italian cheesecake. And there is a very defined line between the two. One is made with cream cheese and one is made with ricotta. And I am a New York cheesecake fan through and through. So as we transition from our Gilmore Girls era into our cheesecake era, that is an important distinction to make, that New York cheesecake is vastly, vastly, vastly superior. Hands down. Ani, I would agree with you. 100% on, hey Wolf, on like when I stopped being a jackass. It was my late 20s. And yeah, I still haven't figured everything out. But now, being in my late 30s, I do think I'm level and figured out mostly. Yeah, it's only a key lime pie if you use key limes, and key limes only come from the Keys. You can get key limes here in New York and New Jersey. They do ship them here. They are very different. Limes are like fairly big. Key limes are like these tiny little things. Did Starkill? I honestly am not paying attention to the battle at all. I didn't even know that Starkiller could pull his ult if you didn't have the correct team composition. But it is a known bug that he's pulling 2 Star Destroyers. Daniel, when it comes to ice cream cake, I have very sensitive teeth. I've always had very sensitive teeth, so I don't like things to be super cold. So while as a kid I enjoyed ice cream cake, it's not like a big thing for me. I don't prefer it. Yeah, I don't... Brunch is never about paying attention to the game. I've told you guys, like, the game is almost like ones and zeros to me. I don't even look at it. And especially today, where chat is, like, popping off, and I love that, I'm not even looking at what's going on. We're going to use C. Because C has a higher win rate for me than Lord Vader. No, I can only pay attention to one thing at a time. I cannot multitask. Anyone that says they can multitask is a dirty, filthy liar. Havorius, there was this place. To me, the 2 best cakes are a cheesecake, New York cheesecake, which is obviously not a cake, and a carrot cake. And there is a place near me that does like one of those fancy, like we change the menu every month kind of things. And my wife and I went a few years ago, and they made a cheesecake that was layered with a carrot cake on top. And it was the best damn thing that I have ever tasted. That's fair, Kunked. Yeah, carrot cake is the shit. It gets a bad reputation because you hear carrot and you're like, ew. Like, why would I want that in a dessert? Carrot cake is the shit if it is made correctly. You can make a really shitty carrot cake, but a good carrot cake is top notch. Cheesecake is not a cake because you can bake a cheesecake, but it doesn't have any of the traditional cheesecake cake ingredients that make a cake a cake. It's actually considered, I believe, a torte. Why is it called cheesecake? I have no idea. I love cream cheese fillings. Usually, the carrot cakes I've had don't have like a top frosting. They have like a middle frosting, like the filling. I think it's a little much if it's on the top. An apple apple crumble or like that's great too. Or like even like an apple cobbler or like a peach cobbler. Um, Probably cake, and nobody knows what a fucking tort is. I can't even tell you what a tort is. But it is a point of contention to me to tell people I'm not a big cake fan. Cheesecake is not a cake, though carrot cake is a cake. So I guess I do like carrot cake. Well, I don't listen. Shut up. Here it's different. Even if it's a classification of cake, it's different. Kiev cake? Cake? No, I have not. Is that just a cake style in Kiev, or is it like an actual type of cake? Okay, well, listen. It can be a classification of cake, and you guys can all fuck yourself. That's it. That's all I gotta say. I just like a nice warm fruit style something. And cheesecake, by the way, I like I like one fruit compote on top. I've actually never had Black Forest cake. So it's a specific recipe, a Kiev cake. I'll have to look. I'm sure that there's somewhere around here that I can get one. There's some like Eastern European bakeries in this area. Oh, that was pathetic. That's fair, man. I agree, Wolf. Like I I fight people on it a little bit, but that's fair. Cheap sugar. Yeah, I'll look. I'll see. I'll see. Yeah, but it's got different layers and crap going on. I'll see if I can get one around here. The Conch is a world traveler. He goes everywhere. Okay, it is 8:40. I don't have to deploy yet. I don't have to worry about any of this stuff. I'm going to go refill my coffee. All right, I'm going to go refill my coffee, and then we're going to do the raid, and then we're going to get into our other shit. Okay? Zavor, I can't threaten you on YouTube. I will fight you, man. I will go to town. All right. Everyone fight. Mortal Kombat. You guys fight. I am going to get more coffee. If I can find my be right back screen. All right, we're back. Mortal Wombat. We got the raid. We might actually hit our goal this time. Did Moonborn get off his ass and do his raid? Let's see. Let's shame him. I didn't do mine, obviously. I'm doing it now. It looks like Moonborn got off his ass, but these guys, man, they got to get more of their battles in. How did Moonborn do? 7.5. Respectable. Respectable numbers. Let's go. 48 minutes. It's a tart? It can't be a tart. Tart needs fruit. The cheesecake doesn't need to have fruit. I got Belloc here to walk me through the raid, who will also guest star at some point and do the raid with me. Not today, though, because today is all about me. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. You heard me Beetlejuice you. I saw this morning that you hadn't done the raid, and I was like, I haven't done the raid either. It's all about me and how my life got shit turned upside down. I fucked up a word there. Zavor, listen, you're supposed to be my friend. You're supposed to agree with everything that I say. That's the rules. That's how this works. Kong, I'm literally giving out gifts on my birthday. Oh, but that will require me to log into Twitch. Fine, I'll log into Twitch. The more people that can delete bot comments, the better. Logging into Twitch. When a couple of guys who were up to no good started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got one copyright strike and Egnards got scared. He said, stop singing copyrighted songs on the air. All right, do we have charged here? Just in time. Quick. No? Okay. Yes, it's my birthday today. Egnard's birthday. Oh, Belloc, did you like go in and change the filter to block the bots? Because it actually blocked on its own today, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. Yours was 2 days ago, August 23rd. Happy birthday, man. All right, I got to pay attention to the end of this wave before I deal with anything on Twitch. Fight me, Will Smith. Just not on my birthday, please. Disney gets up in your shit, like, about stuff. They do. They're ooh. I'm gonna take your word for that because I am not saying my age. Not because I don't care, because I have said my age in the last week or so, but because it is part of the quiz. Yeah, Automod wasn't doing anything before, and now it is, which is awesome. Or I should say, Automod wasn't doing anything about bots. It was doing stuff about other things. Hey, Egg. Egg. Oh my God. Holy shit. Hey, Tassanex. Fuck me. Whoever said I was going senile before. Oh, it's so true. Oh my God. I got some moonshine upstairs. I went to the liquor store a few days, 2 days ago. There's this little convenience liquor store by us. My wife wanted smoked cocktails, and we didn't have any whiskey in the house. So we got, Wolf, you'd probably appreciate, Basil Hayden. We got a bottle of that, and then they sell these little shots of moonshine. And there was like a butter pecan one. Oh, it was Vash before. Okay. Hey, Baby Moon. How's it going? I assume that she does not know her name is Baby Moon, though. But she's going to grow up thinking it's Baby Moon at some point. I have, what's funny is I wanted to do some tequila or mezcal, but I did not have any tequila in my house either. And I know that there is a difference between the two. Yes, I am very aware that this looks like this is not a good match. I'm getting hit with too many ways. I've never had to restart this battle before. And it looks like I'm going to have to restart Gungans for the first time. Wow. That is the first time that I have had to restart them on a guided auto. I say pecan and pecan pretty interchangeably. Screw you, Daniel. At least I can restart this. Unlike, TB waves. We were just getting hit with, what the hell is that called? The modifiers at stupid times. And I probably wasn't paying enough attention. Oh, hi, kitty. Hi, cat. No, please don't play with the wires. Please don't play with the wires. Not today. A lot of people, I've said this, I say this a lot. A lot of people try to get 100% on every raid attempt, and it takes forever to hit that 100% mark and max everything, and it takes hours and hours and hours, especially with some of the more RNG teams. I don't play that game. I'm not about that. I would much rather play at 75%. Max out the teams I can max out. Don't max out the other teams. Not worry about it. Did not pay attention to the modifier. Let's see what it is. Quick. Hi, kitty. Can I annoy you so that you leave? My little alien? Scallops. There was a girl on Bachelor in Paradise who would put scallops on her fingers, and we called her Scallop Fingers. Yes, but you love the raid, Belloc, and no, you cannot go there. You want to run away? You can run away. So you maxing the raid makes sense. Yes, that is Bruschetta. She is one of our cats. She looks like an alien. She's also kind of dumb. And you know what? A lot of non-PvP content is also PvP content. That's just the way that it is. So you can invest in other things and still have teams that are going to be great for PvP too. That's basically what I do. I wouldn't necessarily say I don't invest in PvP content at all, but I definitely invest in it in a much lower degree than other people do. I'm sorry, it's Bruschetta. We didn't pick the name. We got her from the shelter. She already had the name. She was very small. We could have changed it, and she probably wouldn't notice. She probably still doesn't notice. But we were hungry at the time, and we said, oh my God, that's an adorable name. Let's just keep it. Our other cat, for those going back to our conversation before, is Rory Gilmeower. Named, obviously, after the titular main character in Gilmore Girls. Sorry. Bruschetta. I'm fake Italian. I'm like New York's, close to New York City. We are Italian, but we just drop the vowels at the very end and say things like mozzarella. I'm that kind of Italian. I could have that as a meal on its own, to be completely honest. Kunked, I will fight you on that too. Just because it's not live PvP doesn't mean it's not player versus player, because the player is still setting the account, still setting the defense, and the player's account is playing the offense. So it is still player versus player, it's just not as player versus player as you want it to be. Do I have the raid Omicron? Yes, I do. I have fully invested in my Gungans. The only thing that I do not have is that stupid GC Omicron. I refuse on moral grounds to do that. Oof. But I have everything except for that one red That one red one that haunts my Gungan teams. Oh, see, that's the beautiful RNG that we look for. It's okay. I don't try to pass as a local Italian anywhere at all. I don't really go to Italian restaurants, honestly. My wife thinks I'm crazy that we don't go to them, and I had to explain to her that growing up Italian, we ate pasta 4 nights a week, every single week, so I'm just sick of it. I could still eat it if it's given to me, but I never crave it. Except for ravioli. I love ravioli. I'm sorry. Ravioli. Of course you did, Wolf. There's a million Italian restaurants around here. I'm over it. Like, I'll still eat it. You know, I will, like, if we go out and pasta, every once in a while I might get it, but I just don't feel the need to go and get Italian food ever. Except for pizza, because pizza is pizza. So it is a trio. R2 just kind of like helps with the RNG a little bit. Don't want to use the AoE yet. I'd prefer to use it in the next wave. We'll see how screwed that makes me. Now there are two of them. The one thing I hate is that I actually have to pay attention with this raid. I'd rather just be chatting right now. Belloc, the one thing you have to remember, though, is that I don't care. Like, I hate this. I hate doing things over and over again, so I just do it as quickly as I can, and we just get through it, and we do our best. When it comes to food, I will pay for anything. I mean, you know, the one thing with pasta, actually, Zavor, as you kind of bring up this topic, one thing I really hate about pasta is if you do go to an Italian restaurant and you order a regular pasta, like spaghetti or something, you will get like 3 pounds of spaghetti. But if you order something stuffed like a ravioli or a tortellini, you'll get like 5 on a plate. And they'll be like, here you go, have fun. And I hate that because that's actually my favorite. So back, or Nena, I R9'd an ad. I don't have mid-roll ads on. Oh, because you're on Twitch. Sorry. Wolf, I was just saying that when you order pasta at a place, if it is a regular pasta, you will get like 4 million points, like 4 million pounds of it. If you order a stuffed pasta, you'll get like 5. As for R9 and Quad May, I'm not doing it. I'm keeping mine at R7. I don't care. I'm leaving it. I already overperform what my guild needs me to do in the raid. So I'm not going any further. Is this a charged? Oh, it's a charged wave. Okay. Yeah, if you're overperforming your guild, I don't think there's any really need to do it. I hate this. Yeah, Wolf. And then if you order spaghetti, they'll be like, here's half of or if you order ravioli, they'll be like, here's half of a ravioli. Have fun. My Beck team is all leftovers right now, so they're not anywhere near as good as other people. I would love to at least R7 Cam. I just don't have the resources to do that right now. Nice. It looks like I should be able to get a perfect score here. Because I do have those guys, but you've seen me use my Luminara team. I use it differently because I just don't want to deal with it. Yeah, well, I mean, I live in New Jersey, and yes, I mean, that's all basically, if it's not a pizza place, Italian is fine dining around here, at least. Okay, so we got a charged wave, which I'm not happy about, because that means I might not get the max score. But I'm going to be honest, I don't also care at all. Or I should say I don't care enough. It's very annoying to hit Enrage literally right there at the end. That's the conversation with the guild is, oh, you have to, is like some people in the guild, and you saw, I showed you my guild before, some people are just like, we're going to do 1 million. And I had this conversation with my guild where I was like, guys, I do roster reviews every weekend, and there are people, everybody in this guild is almost 11 million, if not higher. Okay, we're going to accept it because I don't care. Now, we need to just do this real quick. We are going to pop up .gg so I can get into my phone. We are going to log into Hot Utils for my reload. Hey, Dank. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. I'm going to be getting crunk tonight. I said this before, my best friend and I, we have the same birthday. And it's our tradition, it's just the two of us. We go out to a steakhouse and we get a nice like T-bone, or not T-bone, tomahawk steak and have a few old fashions. Updated a few seconds ago. Mods. Base loadout. We're going to update our base loadout first, which I wanted to do this morning and then I forgot to do. But, 274 characters, and we are going to load Naboo Raid for the other 3 teams. I mean, I don't think Quad May is worth going past R5 if we're ignoring the raid. I do think the Poncho Boys are worth it, even just for everything else, for their assault battle. I gotta relog. Oni, I caught that. Unless you're going to resend that, you better resend that because I will go off on a 20-minute tangent on this too. So I'm hoping it was just a spelling mistake and you're sending that again. Yeah, but this is where we talk about different game modes and what your usefulness is, and will you get more or less out of different aspects of the game. And remember, I'm not really somebody who spends a lot of time in PvP. Going back to that old-fashioned comment, because that's more important to me than talking about the game, I agree with you, and I will judge a place on its old-fashioned. I'm not picky. I'll never send an old-fashioned back. I'll never send a drink back unless it's like literally not what I've ordered. I personally think Poncho Boys should go to at least R7, and I think R9 just for Duel of the Fates is important. Last night I went to this place, Cote. They had a really great old-fashioned, like really, really, really good. I ordered 2 of them, I think, and then because I had only eaten popcorn all day, I decided to stop. Other than the food we were eating at that point. God, I hate this. The place that we are going to today, they also make a really nice old-fashioned. Wolf, it's that place in the Garden State Mall, Capitol Grill. So if anyone wants to call in some free drinks for me, that's great. But I will not, if I order an old-fashioned from a place and it's not good, like, I will not go back. Sometimes I'm in the mood for something else, and that's fine. But like the old fashioned is the drink of choice. I didn't even actually look if I had advantage or not, but. And my quad maze R7, you know, but that's with the raid, and the question, of course, was if we completely ignore the raid. I also like a really good spicy margarita. The problem, though, is that jalapenos are all over the place in terms of spice level. So sometimes you get a spicy margarita and there's like quite literally not any spice at all in it. Yeah, man, it's good. I went last year with him, and it was definitely good. Old fuck. That's where that OF is, isn't it? Old fuck. 100%. Like, it's not a hard drink to make, so I definitely agree on that. Like, again, you guys, I've done like that hot sauce video. I love things that are super like disgustingly spicy, like beyond all reason kind of spicy. So if I get a that so Zavor, that's true, but like I still feel it, you know, and my wife is not anywhere near the spice level I am, but we'll both order spicy margaritas somewhere and she will even say like, oh, this is not that spicy. Though yesterday we went to this place before dinner, the something flamingo, I don't remember, and they had this spicy drink that used a habanero infused, I think it was a mezcal, and it was like really good. Like had a nice upfront burn that dissipated quickly. I have the bomb, man. I'm not a fan of the bomb. It's one of the crappiest hot sauces ever, but I keep a bottle of Da Bomb around because if you want to spice up something else, you just add a drop of Da Bomb in it, and it'll spice up whatever you're eating. It'll make whatever sauce you are using taste the same, but be a lot spicier. So I do like the Da Bomb for that. Otherwise, it just does not have it. It has this like artificial taste to it. Otherwise, their Last Dab sauce. The Last Dab is a very nice sauce. It's got a lot of flavor behind it. Heat has to have flavor behind it, but I need heat. Oh my goodness, Black Hammer. Thanks, man. Oh my god, thank you. But also fuck you. I appreciate it, but fuck, and actually, but fuck you. I got a surprise for you later on in the stream if you're here later. That tickled me quite a bit, and if you're here, you'll see it. Da Bomb serves the spiciness. It 100% does. It just doesn't have any flavor, so to me it's just not worth it unless it's just an additive in something else. That's exactly why I use it, Wolf. That's 100% its purpose, because it doesn't... Oh, I screwed up here. It doesn't overpower the flavor of anything else. So it makes it really, really nice to use. chili. Dude, I would love his chili then, or his snaps then. I my in-laws for my birthday last year, I think it was, no, maybe it was 2 years ago. They got me this spice kit that had like all these different cooking things for spices, and I'll get my 1.5. That's nice. And it came with some habaneros, like dried habaneros. And I just chopped off the top to get this, not dried, sorry, I ended up thinking something else. I ended up chopping the tops off of them, throwing them into a bottle of tequila, and just letting them soak for like 3 weeks. Newer hot sauces aren't always vinegar based, like traditional hot sauces are, most definitely, but newer ones aren't always. I don't like Tabasco doesn't have a lot of flavor to me, so like Tabasco styled sauces, I don't care. They don't interest me. They're not interesting at all. Just hit auto, I don't care. Nah, but I don't care at all. Survey says sriracha is something. So I keep I have a whole thing of hot sauces in my house, but I keep 3 base hot sauces at all times. I keep sriracha for Asian foods. I keep Cholula for Mexican and Spanish foods. And I keep Frank's Red Hot for like pizza and regular stuff. And none of them have the heat level that I need. But they enhance whatever I'm eating. And I can always mix them with something else if I want to mix them with something else. Now, I run this team on guided auto. So let's just see if the RNG hits to a spot where I'm happy with it. And just once again, since a lot more people have tuned in, we do have 3 mystery prizes from Meathead. One of those prizes I'm going to give out to, because not everybody can be here the whole time, to a random person who comments on this YouTube video once it's uploaded. So obviously the chat is different than comments, and I'm gonna wait 24 hours on that because the chat itself is not up yet. Right, so that's one. So if you have to tune out at some point and you want a chance at that, just comment within the next 24 hours. I have no idea who owns what, and I don't care. I just know that I like hot sauce like more than a reasonable person should like hot sauce. I have been banned from buying hot sauces until I work my way through the hot sauces that we already own, which is fair because quite literally an entire shelf in my refrigerator is just all different ones that I've bought, that people have got me as gifts, that have built up over the years. I've never made my own hot sauce from scratch. Well, from scratch, but I have mixed up sauces. 1 year, actually, I kind of made one from scratch. 1 year, this was maybe like 6 years ago. We knew there was going to be a snowstorm, and I wanted to make wings. So I bought a bunch of the wings at the store. And one of my coworkers at the time, they like grew ghost peppers. So she gave me like 6 ghost peppers. And I used Frank's buffalo sauce as a base, and I chopped up like 3 of the ghost peppers, and I threw them in the base. And then I used like 3 or 4 other sauces, and I let it like reduce over like 3 hours, and I basically maced myself because all of the pepper, and you're like crying because it's all coming up. And I ended up putting that on our wings that night. And it was so hot. When I feel pain, like I usually, I'm not the kind of person to cry or like scream. When I'm in pain, I will quite literally just start laughing hysterically. And that's exactly what happened. Like I ate 3 wings, and then I was just on the floor, like just in a laughing fit. And my wife, it was bad. Like there was a Domino's that was basically in our parking lot where we lived. And there was this storm, it was this blizzard like that night, it was crazy, and we walked over to the Domino's just to see if they would sell us just the blue cheese, because my wife wanted blue cheese to get that out of her mouth, and that was the night that we found out that Domino's would not sell us just blue cheese, and we had to buy a pizza if we wanted to get any, which kind of pissed me off, because like, just sell me the stupid packets of blue cheese. The Offspring, ready to try to release it. Gringo Bandito. That, I'm going to be honest, like it sounds familiar. I'm not 100%, but it does sound familiar. Okay, Belloc, we know you love the raid and you're good at it and I'm not, and we get it. I would love to do more with the Beck team, but I just don't have the resources right now to invest more in that. There's too much with Ahsoka coming out right now for me to like invest heavily. Yeah. That's what I figured, Moonborn, when we were talking about doing a beer exchange. But so you guys are gonna have to figure out your thing, because my wife has actually brought up, she's like, oh, I have this friend in London. We should go to London and then we should go over to Germany for like that wedding. And I was like, oh yeah, that sounds great. No, see, I just answered you. Moonboard wants attention. All right, look, it looks like I'm gonna max this one. Yeah, it was a bad, like it tasted great. GLS, it did. It tasted like phenomenal, but it was so overpowering. And I will tell you as well, going back to what you were saying before, the only reason that I would want to be famous is to get on Hot Ones. I love Hot Ones. I love the idea of Hot Ones. I would only want to be a movie star so that I could get on Hot Ones. That's it. That's the literal only reason why I would want to do it. And this team, I run on Relic 1 because without the correct comp and without the correct modding, they just don't do super well. I know that they do well with it, Belloc, I'm aware, but I don't care enough to do that. Oh, it's not running on the screen. Got it. Yeah, I don't know. This we're gonna have to. So Moon, when we do like the whole chat chain and like our whole, I know we're doing a whole revamp of the screen. I'll look for a different chat source so that we can maybe make that more reliable, because this is not the most reliable chat source apparently. Streamlabs hates us. Da 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 ba ba. Da 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 da. What do we got here? Charged. I like when charged is the first wave because then I can just use the middle one and then I don't have to worry anymore. I can just keep it on auto at that point. I would say that it is. I have said this to people. Who was I talking to? Belloc, maybe I was talking to you about this after our episode. But it might have been someone else off air in text. It might have been Fat Phil in text. I don't know if anyone here, my older audience, remembers when everybody had Facebook and there was this account on Facebook called Humans of New York. And it was a photographer who would take pictures of interesting people in New York, and then he would just ask them to tell them a story. And it was usually like a sad story, but it was just like an experience about somebody's life. And I would say that my Tales Off the Holotable is one part inspired by Sean Evans and one part inspired by Humans of New York. Because on the one hand, I do want to get into things that other people don't want to talk about. And on the other hand, I do just want to find out about people. And that's why, like, I do, my content creator videos, they do better because everyone searches Scribe. Everybody searches Celiac Sarah. Everybody searches Fat Phil. So they do really well. And those people have their own notification systems. My regular people videos don't do as well, but I love like just doing them because I just like to talk to people, and it is harder because those people aren't used to talking on camera, but I just like sharing a beer with people. And that's why when people come into the area and we've had people reach out and say, hey, I'm going to be in New York for a few days, if I can make it in, which isn't always the case, I try to do it just to kind of talk to people. So I would say that those are my two influences there. Favorite style of coffee, I love espresso. I'm drinking a Nespresso, like a full cup Nespresso right now, but I like espresso like so well. Like it's one of my favorite things. I've said this before. When my dad and I, he passed away like 3 years ago, but when my dad and I would go out for family dinners, one of our traditions after dinner was to get a sambuca and to get a double shot of espresso. And if places did not have an espresso machine, he would get like just mad. And just like me with old fashions, like he would be like, we're never going back to this place. I am very glad you didn't say espresso, because that is not a thing. Only dummies say that. This is actually doing better than it usually does for just being my crap with not the best mods on, because I don't think I've actually put decent mods on these guys for this one. Tell me how Italian you are, Belloc. It's an espresso. Fight me. That's exactly what it is. Just fight me. All right, this is my like total personal best, which is awesome. It kind of sucks that I'm right before that 8.5. I probably would have hit it if I redid that one match, or maybe that'll commit me to doing a remod for that team to get that extra there. Guild orders. Let's see what. Ooh. Let's see what's going on here. Get this stuff. And once I do this, we will again take a very short break. And then we'll do some roster reviews. Yeah, man, you know, when it comes to, I had this discussion with my guild leader a few days ago when we were talking about like loss and stuff, and for me, it obviously is hard. And I know that this sounds like a depressing thought, but I actually think it helps me. I kind of remind myself that I'm not special, you know, and everybody has to live through that loss, and that's the way of life, and that's how it's supposed to be. And but it is that's a memory that I will remember and cherish basically and literally forever, doing that stuff with my dad. All right, I'm gonna go once again. I'm actually gonna grab an espresso this time, and then we'll get some roster reviews, and we'll do those reviews, and then we will play Who Knows Egg the Best before we finish up for the day. So give me 2 minutes. All right, we are back. Does he just hate water? Yes. No, I actually love water. Water is I drink a lot of water in a day. Let's see, where's my frame.gg? There we go. Discord. I drink a lot of water in a day, but it's morning, it's brunch, so I gotta drink my drinks and do the stuff that I need to do for the day. Raid discussion. Is this Belloc linking me stuff? Open Q8 basic, MQ dice, OB middle. I'll maybe remember that. I will possibly remember that. We shall see. Verzun. Let's see. You know what? I would say your raid average, personally, if you want to be a helper in a guild, 25 to like 30% over is fair. If you do 100 over, then you did 100 over, great. Like, I'm doing about 75% over what my guild needs. Damn. I'm sorry, man. I don't have any eggs. I would go upstairs and get some eggs, but yesterday, while I was making, no, not yesterday, Friday, while I was making breakfast, and I use eggs to make breakfast, my cat likes to stand right behind me, and I am on a sprained ankle right now, right? You can see somewhere. There we go. I tripped over her, and all of my eggs fell, and thankfully they were still in their carton. So they all cracked in the carton, except for 3 eggs, which is the exact amount that I needed. So there are no eggs in my house right now, even for the joke, unfortunately. Let's see what we got here. 144, right? 144.00. All right. OnlyEggsFeet.com. Okay. Whole 9 yards. Leviathan profundity galore. 5 7-star Leviathan. Rest are 7-star profundity executors. Are you coordinating? No. You should be. Yes, you should be. Coordinate with your Discord. It is !Fleet Discord on our Discord, and that will bring up a quick 4-minute video if you don't know how to put those videos together. Oh boy. So this is a newer. No, it can't be a newer account, but you're not doing any of these at challenge tier, and there's Leviathans? Okay. All right. You're at a hiatus. You're not sure. Okay. All right. All right. So we'll have to look at that. That scared me for a second. Jedi Knight Luke, GL Ray. What are you dead set on continuing? With Jedi Knight Luke and Ray are nearly done. Don't mind what's after. I assume Jabba or Leia. How highly do you value efficiency versus fun? 70-30. Are there any favorite characters? Depending on Ahsoka requirements, who doesn't like her? Bad Batch is cool, so are the Bo-Katan event characters. Haven't really touched those, though. To be honest, I want to be in a better place to max out Conquest. I'd see some challenges in past cycles and just end up forgetting about the drive to max it after seeing how many characters teams I'm missing, resulting in never getting characters. That's probably my biggest desire. I don't know why I said biggest, darkest desire in my head. Farm-wise, just no clue how to go about it. All right, let's see. So we have 6.7 million. So returning player, they just haven't played in a while. They're not sure what their assault battles are. They at least have Executor. And again, I'm going to say that there's this guy Fractal on, and I've messaged him. I talk to him constantly. There's this guy Fractal on the event server. And he's been experimenting with 5-star Executors versus Leviathans, and he seems to actually do really well. It's not 100% win rate. It's like 50-60%. But I'd reach out to him to maybe try to get this up in the short term. Rank 38 is not bad because at least you are getting some fleet crystals. It is going to be an uphill climb. Let's see what we got going here. So you should be able to do the Sith one with Sith Eternal Emperor or with Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, to be completely honest. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, you'll do it at 1 star. Sith Eternal, if you get kind of lucky, you should be able to get that at 7 star, 3 stars, not 7. No Xanadu. What are we looking at here? That's interesting. Yeah, why? That's strange. Definitely get Xanadu blood in there. Thanks for pointing that out. I don't even look at that. It's just not something that you expect to see ever. Let's see what some of our other ones are looking like. Imperial Troopers. Okay. Veer, Stark, Piet. Based on what you currently have available to you, if you get Range Trooper to like G12, and with Moff Gideon even at G12, you honestly should be able to do CT3 of Forest Moon. Probably CT2 of Rebel Roundup as well, but because Jabba is definitely going to be in your more short-term plan, I wouldn't worry. Well, they have to have XB, but like the fact that it's not in there. I wouldn't worry too much about Rebel Roundup past like CT2, but that team should kind of get you there as well. Jedi Knight Revan. I mean, with Jedi Knight Luke, depending on mods, your mods... Well, first of all, level up these arrows to get your full speed, but coming back... It looks like we're going to need to kind of shore these up a little bit. They're not terrible, honestly. For being blue mods and having 3 rolls of speed, it looks like at least when you were playing actively, you knew what you were doing, and it's just that you're a little bit behind. I'm telling you, man, most Discords are great, and they're super helpful. But when you get Jedi Knight Luke, if you run him really slow, no speed mods at all, as the leader, and you do like... Jedi Knight Luke, Jedi Knight Revan, General Kenobi, Hermit Yoda. You want Hermit Yoda to be super, super, super fast. And based on who you have, I could see either General Skywalker or Jedi Knight Anakin. You could probably do CT2 at least. CT3 is on the table, but I just think with your Jedi being where they are, it may not fully be realistic until you get Jedi Master Luke. Military might. We're going to look at those rebels. We have Commander Luke. We have Chewbacca. Chewpio's there. Where is... Mon Mothma's not there yet. Where is C-3PO? Chewbacca, Han Solo. So with this team, you know, Commander Luke Skywalker, Chewpio even at G12, Chewbacca, C-3PO, Han Solo, with the right modding, you should be able to do CT3. It might take a couple times. Again, mods don't look terrible, but you might need to just do a remod for the event and really just put your best foot forward with everything. I'm going to assume Night Sister is probably not in the best unless you bought that bundle. Okay, so Night Sisters are not doing the other one. What about Phoenix? You did buy this bundle. Captain Rex has a short-term plan. Very good idea for you to do. With Captain Rex, who's already 7 stars, if you bring him to like G12, you should be able to do the Night Sisters one at CT1, right? Which would be good for you, but it'll also give you a really, really usable team. Zavor, it is definitely doable with just Jedi Knight Luke, 100%, without JML. Just looking at his other Jedi and like the modding, it's not that I don't think it'll be possible. I think it's going to be a little bit of an uphill climb, definitely. And we should be good here. Let's see how we're doing on that. Hermit Yoda, we have it CT1. Rebel officer. She's okay. That's good. Let's check this out. Gear tracker. We all know what I'm going to say. Okay. Let's check this collection out again. Did you unlock Rey, or are you ticket farming Rey? Because it looks like... Okay, so you're still just building up her gear right now, but you do have her unlocked. I just wanna... Yeah, this guy right here, Jabba. Yeah, I mean, this is very basic, right? We look at things. I definitely think Captain Rex to G12 in the short term will help you because it'll give you secrets and shadows. I do think Range Trooper in the short term to G12 will help you with military might as well as Rebel Roundup. I wouldn't super prioritize Rebel Roundup because as Jabba is 100% going to be in your farming path, you don't have to fully worry about getting to that CT3 right now. If the question you're asking is, I really want to focus on Conquest, and Conquest is a really tough game mode if you don't have the right tools. Obviously, every Conquest is different, so we can never really predict, like, hey, you need these debuffs for this one or this debuff for that one. But what we do know is that there are some tools that really, really help us in pretty much every one of them. So what you're going to want to do is Range Trooper in the short term, Captain Rex in the short term. Once you get Jedi Knight Luke, go for Jedi Master Luke first. That is going to give you the hands down best Conquest unit in the game. And if you're not already doing Ground War at CT3 at that point, that will help unlock you doing that. Though you still want to keep a slow Jedi Knight Luke as the leader in that team. If you are unable to do Military Might, and I don't see any reason why you wouldn't be able to do Military Might, you can throw in Mon Mothma at that point as your 5th instead of Chewbacca, and that'll basically make Military Might auto mode. But with the team you have right now, with just some slight remodding, you shouldn't have any problems. We're basically going to be going into that Jedi Master Luke, into Jabba, and while Leia I do think is on the agenda for you, I do actually think that you should get Profundity first. It's going to help you in PvP. It's really super nice to have a second GL fleet. It's going to be a little bit more reliable against the Leviathan eventually once you have all of the tools available to you. With that said, if you do choose to do this route and go with Profundity, I would recommend also farming the Mark 6 Interceptor, because putting that into the opening lineup, just the way that Leviathan works, it makes it a lot easier. I don't know if it's going to work at 4 stars. It might. I have no idea. I just know at 7 stars it works pretty well. Not, again, the most reliable thing in the world, but still fairly reliable to get you to where you need to be. The important thing to keep in mind is, we did not get a fleet meta shift yet. I do think we're going to get one in Q1, and I do think Executor is either going to fall off the radar or it's going to be increased with some kind of new tool available to it. That new tool probably will not be readily available to you, so it is nice to have a newer GL ship to be able to compete if that does happen. Once you hit those 3 things, right, so JML, Jabba, Profundity, that is, I think, where you can kind of decide if you want to go in different routes, maybe towards Ahsoka, maybe towards Bad Batch, but I think Leia is what's going to make the most sense for you at that point. You'll be a little bit closer to it. You'll be in that, square, and that'll be finishing out that square of farms that all, hit nicely on it. I'm going to be honest with you, Ahsoka looks great, but I just think it is a trap for a lot of people going for it, maybe at your level. We already have 2 R9s associated with it. Her best team is very obviously going to have Ezra Exile as part of it, which you're not going to get right away in Conquest. I do see a 3rd R9 almost definitely. They're not going to make us R9 Snips and R9 Commander Ahsoka Tano and not make us R9 Fulcrum. It's going to be out of grasp for you unless you really, really, really double down on all of those materials, and I don't think it is the smartest idea in the world. In terms of Beskar Mando, not Beskar Mando, I always say that, Bo-Katan, that team can be really, really great for someone around your level, and if we're talking maybe 8 months down the road, you start going for that. That is something that can give you some pretty good options to move guilds if you want to choose to move guilds. I don't know if you're tied to your current guild right now, but with 3 GLs, I know 2 here, Rey, and you're fairly close to JML, I think you could probably find something at least in the 300 to 350 range, even without any of those farms that we've kind of already isolated. So once again, the way that I would do this account, if I had access to it, is I would Captain Rex and Range Trooper to G12, and then I would just full steam ahead on Jedi Master Luke, Jabba, Profundity, and at that point you can make a couple of your own choices. I personally would say Leia is the smart choice there. Would Ahsoka change if we get more information? Yeah, maybe, but we don't have that information right now, so we can only make guesses based on what we currently know. So hopefully that helps you out. Let's move on. Let's see. Go to our next source.gg. We want to take that down. There we go. We are at 158. Let's make it an even 159, because why not, right? Because that's how we do things here. We try to make things as easy as possible. Okay. Verzun, we did that one. Adu, I don't know. What's the top 20 of your fleet arena look like? 15 Leviathans. Are you coordinating, talking with your fleet Discord? Watched your video, was in my fleet Discord in an hour. Love it. Assault battles. Do your best. 2, 1 to 3. Depends on if I invest the time with SLKR. I feel that. CT2 is actually fairly easy without any relics as well. With just Sith, as long as you have Nihilus. Military Might, doing that all the way. Probably have JML. Ground Wars 1. Secrets and Shadows 1. Fanatical Devotion, nothing. What are you currently working on? Nothing. Finished Leviathan today. Been thinking of getting the Lover Boys to R9. Are you dead set? No. How highly do you value efficiency? Somewhere in the middle. I think I got most of the stuff covered efficiency-wise. Probably Jabba would be the smart thing to do efficiency-wise. No, you did not get all of the stuff covered efficiency-wise if you don't fucking have Jabba. That's... Calm down, Egg. Are there any favorite characters? Would like to do Lord Vader as my next GL, but it's an annoying farm. Okay, let's see. Vash, cheers. Thanks for joining us. And remember, win all my fights. Remember to just, on YouTube, comment once it's over and get added into our little drawing that we're going to do tomorrow. Let's see. We are going to do .gg, right? There we go. So we have a 7 million account, so roughly the same area of the game. Has Leviathan 7 stars, so should be doing pretty good with their fleet Discord. We don't have to worry about that. Here's a bunch of things to piss you off. Has Rey, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Oh, is that you? Hey. Oh, man. Yeah, see, that Twitch bot didn't go through. Somebody squash that Twitch bot. Jabba is high efficiency. You need Jabba. Let's take a look at these assault battles, see what we can shore up. Let's see, what do we got? Assault battles, Rebel Roundup. Rebel Roundup we're not going to worry about because you're definitely going to need to get Jabba. Let's see, Forest Moon. How are you doing Forest Moon with 2? Are you doing with droids? That's how you're doing Forest Moon. Got it. Okay, perfect. Places of Power. I just want to check our Sith real quick to see what we have available to us. I'm going to tell you right now that with these Sith, let's see, you do Papa Palp lead, Darth Vader, Malik, Nihilus, and Bastilla Shan Fallen. you should be able to get CT2 on 3-star so that you don't even have to worry about it. Because I understand doing that stupid trick with SLKR can be terrible. But you can do that with like no relics. And the goal is to go as slow as possible to get Nihilus to be able to get, to do one Annihilate at the beginning of every round. So you take out their leader, and then they get that debuff, and they don't get the morale boost, and it just makes it really easy. I did that literally with, like, who did I do it with? I did it with Malik, not Malik, I didn't even have Malik at the time. I did it with Darth Revan at, like, G10, Bastilla Sean at, like, G11, Nihilus, Doku at G12. So you can get that CT2 pretty easily at a 3-star, so you don't even have to run it anymore. Micah, you were missed. We noticed your absence. We did, I promise you. Ground War Jedi. Jedi Knight Revan. Let's see. You could probably do CT2 of ground. Let's see. Jedi Knight Revan as the lead. General Kenobi. So I did this at CT2 with the old, before Jedi Knight Luke even came out. So I did it with like Revan, Kenobi, Bastilla Shan, Jolie Bindo, and probably Jedi Knight Anakin. I think you can make a pretty good case for trying this with like Jedi Knight Revan, Kenobi, maybe Grandmaster Yoda, General Skywalker, and Luminara, just so you have a healer in there. It might be a little bit iffy. Maybe wait till you have Jedi Knight Luke if you don't want to deal with that like iffiness. Military might you already have there. Place of Power, Force Moon. Okay, let's take a look at this account now, shall we? It is nice that you have Leviathan, though. It's going to really, really help you out. Okay. You do have her. Good. Let's check out this raid history real quick, too. 3 million for the raid. Nice. 344 guild, doing about 3 million. That's relatively nice. You guys you're perfect. You don't have to worry about the raid at all. You're already doing what you need to do there. Where is Luke? There he is. Close. Is Dimitri 6 another bot? $10.60. Leviathan, Profundity. Do you have exec? Wow, you got Leviathan as your first GL ship. That's crazy. You just said fuck it and went for it. Jabba. Lord Vader. Classic Kunked. All right, so you got to level with me. Wankita is, how badly do you want to get Lord Vader next? I need to know. Wow, you don't even... So here's the thing. Your biggest problem at the moment isn't beating JMKs. That is a symptom of the problem, right? And that's the thing we have to understand. The symptom is that you're not able to beat certain things The problem is that the ROI on your account and where your efficiency needs to be is not necessarily where you want it. You're having problem beating JMKs right now because of that stupid Padme cron. That Padme cron, I don't even fight that. So I would not do either of them as your next. I personally would not, and that's why I need to ask like what path you want to take, like how much efficiency you want right now. You have Commander Ahsoka Tano, you can go after JMK, great, and that's a great option if your only goal is I'm gonna like go after the best stuff to do really well in PvP. But the problem is if you don't build up the other things, everything else is going to take a lot longer to do. And you'll end up falling behind. My review for you would be very similar to the review that I had for Verzun, which would be to go, personally, I'd say Jabba first for you, right? Because where you are, and you're more PvP than Conquest. So for you, I think I would say like you really need to go after Jabba first. And then Jedi Master Luke. And then at that point, once you have those two things, then you can kind of make decisions where you say, you know what, I don't care about efficiency, I'm going to go after X or I'm going to go after Y. Because there's not, as you've built out the back end of your account. So if we're talking about this from my perspective, I would do Jabba, JML, Profundity. And Profundity is going to be your PvP option because you want more than one GL ship. So if I had this account, that's what I would do. Jabba, JML, Profundity. You have this account and you have to make the choices. If you're going to go for any GL next and it's just like, oh, I just want it for PvP, I don't necessarily care how efficient it is, then JMK is a much better option for you than Lord Vader is. You already have Cat. Your Bad Batch are nowhere near up to par right now. It will take you forever to do that farm. JMK will be an easier farm. It'll be a quicker prop farm. The thing is, when we talk about how far we are from things, okay, we'll look at your marquees right now just so you can kind of see. This is a Cantina farm, and it's an expensive Cantina farm at that. But if you just do 2 or 3 battles a day and the rest on signal data, that'll shore up before you even know it. Skiff, you don't even have Skiff Lando unlocked. I'm assuming you don't have Bosch unlocked. You do have Bosch unlocked. But even Skiff Lando, that's only 3 months when we're talking about timeline. And that is not going to be your limiting factor. I don't think, like, when we talk about shards, especially for things that are accelerated. I don't know why I forgot the word for accelerated there, but when we talk about that stuff, especially for things that are accelerated, shards should never be your limiting factor, right? JMK, you're closer, like I get it, but you're gonna get a benefit of JMK for one battle, whereas Jabba is gonna give you a great PvP thing. It's gonna give you Smuggler's Run 2, which is just it runs 3 fucking times every month. It just ups the ante so much. And it also puts you really close. It puts you really close to Jedi Master Luke as well. So if I were to run this account, I would say Jabba, JML, Profundity. If we wanted a middle ground, I would say Jabba, Jedi Master Luke, Jedi Master Kenobi. If you're running the account and you're going to do whatever you want, then I would say do JMK, but then go right after Jabba after that. But at the very least, start Kursatan now. Don't do don't like bum rush it because you're gonna find yourself dry on signal data for 3 weeks. Just do 2 or 3 battles on that to kind of keep your signal data incoming. So if we wanted to do it your way, if you're gonna do JMK, you have to do Jabba after it. You have to. You need it so much. It is the ROI you get on that event on Smuggler's Run 2 is just so beyond insane. There is no comparison in this game to how insane it is. Duel of the Fates is another nice one because it has, you know, like a mini Smuggler's Run attachment to it, but there's just nothing that gets you even close to how good that is. So if you like, that's how I would do things. You know, I just cannot stress to you how important I feel that farm is to, you know, quite literally everybody. Is there any like, Did he? I didn't watch it. I don't watch a lot of things, but I imagine that it's a very high value, right? Like, it's so insane, the value on that event. Like, it is so crazy how highly valuable that event is, that I am always very adamant about people doing it, because it's just, when people get it, they message me and they're like, oh my god, like, this is insane, like, my modding has shored up so much, you know, just because of everything that you get from that farm. It could also save you a bunch of money on your car insurance, right? Like, that's something to think about too. And if you live anywhere near where I do, car insurance, very expensive. All right, let's see. I am the Church of the Hut. All right, let's go. Let's put this in here. We'll do at least one more today. Oh, hey, Captain. Captain Amazing wants a review. Actually, we just did between 2 reviews, which was very fun. His new segment. I enjoyed doing it, but this is not his. Somebody had posted on his board, and he just reposted it to help that person out, to make their life easier. So let's see what Zak-The-Yak has to say. Zak-The-Yak. Well, let's actually take a timestamp first, right? Timestamp. 2:17:00. It's so insane. It really is. It is amazing. That event is one of the best events in this game, and I just cannot stress that enough, and I will talk about that for days on end. Top 20 fleets are 2 5-star executors, the rest are 7-star executor, Leviathan, Negotiator, occasionally 1 endurance. I'm not in communication, but I have just adjusted my reset to a time when I notice no activity from other players. I still recommend, again, it's !fleet Discord on our Discord, and it'll bring up a 4-minute video. I still recommend talking to people. It makes life easier, because then you'll get hit less, even if your time is nowhere near other people's times. CT2, lots of CT2s. Oh, I'm sorry, Black Hammer. That's probably because they've watched all my videos and I keep cursing you out. Gotta do more TW Omicrons. You probably wouldn't have been happy there, man, if you didn't want to do TW Omicrons. Currently working on SLKR, Zetas for Phoenix, finishing requirements for Ray. You did say I would like to finish Phoenix and unlock Ray. I plan to start gas Zetas when Phoenix is done. How highly do you value efficiency? Are there any favorite characters you want to prioritize? Even though you know it's probably not smart, I aim to be Reva ready by January. Okay. Over under on does this person have Jabba? And the answer is definitely no. 6 million account. So we got all mid-tier accounts or mid-level accounts today. You can just tell from the assault battles, right? From Rebel Roundup. You look at Rebel Roundup and it's CT2 and you know right there that it is not a Jabba account. So Veers, Stark, Piet, Moff Gideon. I really like Range Trooper here because he's one of the vehicles to make Forest Moon go. But I'm going to say that we're in September. We're just about to hit September. So if you aim to be Reva ready by January, how is your guild doing? They're probably, I mean, you're going to be Reva ready, but you're not going to have Reva in January. Dark Trooper is the better character. Range Trooper is the easier farm because there's no Chirotech. But either of them at G12. Either of them at G12 should be able to give you CT3 on Forest Moon if you mod well for the event. Military Might, CT2. CLS. Okay, CT2 seems reasonable with where you are. Ground War. Let's look at these Jedi. CT1, that seems reasonable for where you are. Let's see how our Inquisitors are. Well, let's see our Inquisitors and our Phoenix. Okay, so, alright, okay. So you have Captain Rex. He's already where he needs to be, so that's good. Inquisitors are going to be a little bit of a journey in order to get. Okay. Am I? All right. It seemed like there might have been a blip there, so I paused for a second, but it looks like we are good now. Let's see. This is going to be a little bit of a journey to get. Why did I turn on sound? Why did I turn on sound? There we go. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what was going on. It should be fixed now. We have Supreme Leader, or Sith Eternal Emperor, Wampa, Hermit, Rebel Officer Leia is where she needs to be. Let's check out some of this stuff. What are some other things that we were working towards? Unlocking Rey. A little further from that. Jedi Knight Luke. Jabba, 1970. Leviathan. We have Executor. We do not have Profundity. Just want to go back to our profile real quick. You're hitting 14. Okay. You know, when we say we want to be Reaver ready by January, I want to know if this is a guild project or a U project. That's kind of important. I would honestly say, okay, finish Phoenix. That's a passion project. That's fine. Finishing Gas. Gas is a great character, and with the 501st gives you a really nice team. Well, I guess you could do Gas Zetas while you're working on the GL for your next grind. But again, we come back to the same thing that I tell everybody, right? Like literally the same thing that I say to everybody. Jabba. Like you have, like I feel like I need to just let people know in the roster review information thing and just be like, hey guys, if you don't have Jabba, I'm probably going to tell you to go for Jabba because it's just that important to people. This kind of goes back to the review that I just said before. If I had this my way, I would do Jedi Master Luke into Jabba and then go Inquisitors, if that's like a priority for you. You know, finishing Phoenix now, and Gas, you're doing the Zetas, so you can do that as you're doing the GL grind, because that's going to take you a while. If you were to do it your way, I would say do the Inquisitors, then do Jedi Master Luke, and then do Jabba. If we're going to do it somewhere down the middle, I think reverse them, and instead of JML Jabba, do Jabba, Inquisitors, then Jedi Master Luke. And the reason that I switch them, I think JML is a little bit more important at your level, but if you're going to kind of go down the middle, then Jabba becomes more important because you want to build up those mods over time instead of wasting that time in the middle. Another Jabba, man, I have a Jabba rant for every day of the year. It's just that good. And it's crazy how many people come here having watched things I've said, and they just expect me not to tell them to go after Jabba. Like, that is what is sometimes truly insane to me, is that people, like, they just don't think that I'm going to tell them that. They don't think I'm going to say Jabba, 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 Jabba. It's that important, right? So if we're going to go down the middle for you, I would say you really strongly need to do Jabba, then do Inquisitors, then get your Inquisitors ready. Get your Inquisitor ready. Then do JML. Yeah, you know, because you're smart, Urakoro, because you're like, oh, hey, he's constantly recommending this, so let me do it. But even when people mention it, they say, hey, I'm doing Jabba. Then I can ignore Jabba and I can not go on this rant. And I can at least say, hey, you've got the good head on your shoulders for it. I do want to look at this because I do see you have C. Yeah, with these guys, Places of Power might be a little tough, but you're close to it at CT3. You know, you're going to want like a Malik or some kind of tank in there to help you out. But CT2 is fine for now. Let's see, what else we got going on here? Middle. Zetas for Phoenix. All right. I mean, that's what I would say to do. It's the same. My take on Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, here's the deal. I don't like the Fallen Order games, but I recognize Jedi Knight Cal is a really good farm, and I do tell people to go after it. I think guilds should consider Bo-Katan Mandalore before they consider Jedi Knight Cal. Bo-Katan Mandalore is a little tough because it's R7s instead of G12s, but the Zepho mission is hard if you don't have really good modding. So at the lower end, it's going to be hard to unlock Zepho consistently, whereas Mandalore is a fairly easy mission for people, and it becomes a lot easier for them. I do think both are important because those extra Chirotech each month really help speed up farms if you're able to get those boxes with preloading and prioritizing those preloads. So I do think both are important. I do think Bo-Katan Mandalore has a little bit more prominence. And I think once her stuff becomes accelerated, it's going to be a lot more prominence. Even if you have to relic them, it's just going to be a lot easier to do that stuff. So that would be my hot take on that. I don't think it's a hot take. I think it's a very, very normal take. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take... Oh, my goodness. I'm going to take one more quick break. And then we're going to do our Egnard's quiz. It's a 25-question quiz. And we'll talk about it right when I come back. There are about 32 of you on. I paid a buttload of money to allow more than 50. So let's get more people on in these 2 minutes so that I don't feel like I wasted that extra $20. But give me 2 minutes. We'll be back. We'll start it. We'll see who knows me best, and you'll win a mystery prize from Meathead. Okay, we are back. So, this quiz is being hosted on Kahoot, which is an educational website. And yes, as New Instinct points out, schools like to use it a lot, right? So what we're going to do is host this live, and just listen very carefully. When you go to, you're going to go to kahoot.it, and you're going to put in the code on this Kahoot. When you put in your name, I would like you to either put in your ally code or your Discord name. If it's your ally code, it's a little bit less fun because then everybody's a number, but I can very easily copy it down to give to Meathead. If you put your Discord name, you're going to just message me afterwards. That's why I need it to match up, okay? Because if it doesn't match up, if Belloc makes his name Stupid Unicorn Man and then he messages me and it's Belloc, I'm gonna be like, that's bullcrap, that's not you. So it's gotta be one of the two. This always takes a while to load, but whatever. Now, on streams, there is... Yes, yeah, I just need to be able to know who you are if you message me. Now, on streams, I know that there is a delay. Right? The good news is, Kahoot now allows me to send the questions and the answers to your phone or your laptop or whatever you're playing this on. Okay, if you have to leave the live stream, that's fine. If you have another device, if you have it in another thing, that's fine as well. Whatever you got to do. But I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes to join. I had C-Squared play this yesterday, so he's ineligible. Every question has an answer that I have definitely said either in Discord or in a stream before, right? So you can also use this as a link to get in there. We'll give you guys a couple minutes to join. The way that Kahoot works, for those of you who have never played it before, it is time-based. So you get points based on how quickly you answer. No, I don't want to start auto. No, don't start auto. Hold on. Turn off autoplay. You get points based on how quickly you answer. If you take 5 seconds to answer a question, you get more points than somebody that takes 30 seconds to answer a question. The top 2 people, so first and second place, will win a Meathead approved mystery prize. And the third prize will go to a comment of your ally code on YouTube. Yes, there is about 30, I think 20 seconds per question. That's all you get. If for some reason you can't get in, you can join midway through. The game pin stays on the screen, right? That's fine. I don't know. You can see if you'll still win if you miss questions. I don't know what it is either. He told me that he will commit to 3 mystery prizes. He told me that on Saturday. No, Friday. Right, we'll give people a couple more minutes. No, he told me he'll commit to 3 mystery prizes. He hasn't figured it out yet. I don't know what they are. I have no idea what they are. Like I said, they could be 3 Clone Wars Chewie shards and he's trolling me, which would actually be really funny to me. But we'll see. We will start, let's say 10:35, we will start. It is currently 10:29. Again, you will see the question on the big screen, but there is a delay. On your phone, on your device, on your thing, it'll be on your, it'll be on the device so you can answer more quickly. There are 25 questions. I don't particularly think that they're that hard. Again, I had a few people try it out to see. C-Squared got a 24 out of 25 on it. Right, so he did pretty well, but he's ineligible. So 10:35, we will start. So if you just go to kahoot.it, right? We'll leave that up and I'll show you. It's literally that. Maybe that'll help. Okay, hold on. Try that one. Maybe the play doesn't work. So I'll give you guys a couple minutes. It is predominantly multiple choice. It is almost 100% multiple choice. Kahoot does. The game pin is here. It's right on the top. 1190395, right? You see it? Right there. Pin is right in the stream. 1190395. 1190395. And once again, I'll give people a couple minutes because I know that wasn't working. Once again, top 2 will win a prize. You want it to be either your ally code or your Discord name so that when you message me, I know who you are. It has not started yet. If you are waiting for the game pin, you should see a screen that kind of looks similar to this one. Right here. Let's see who knows egg best. Hopefully all of you. It'll be very sad, those of you that lose. I will, of course, comment on the quiz as we go along. There'll be a little delay in that regard, but remember, once again, everything will be on your screen, so you don't have to worry about that. I should have started the screen while I went to get my last cup. Okay. We got 26. Yeah, we got 27. Man, I could have saved 20 bucks. Yes, I see everything. You can join midway through if you've never done Kahoot before, but you'll probably not win if you do that. Every Sunday morning, I do my brunch stream at 8 a.m. Every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. Why? Because I do not want my stream to interfere with my family, and so I do it while my wife is sleeping. Oh, it looks like we're doing pretty good in ROTE. Nice. I don't have to worry about that. Give it 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes and we will get started. 2 minutes. That's all you got. 2 minutes. 4 o'clock, Ethan. 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock, Ethan. Then we will start. 2 minutes. That's it. Okay, 1 minute. All right, and once we hit that 1 minute mark, I'm gonna hit set it to autoplay. It'll just go right through. Once again, your devices will have the answers end the question so that the lag on the stream itself will be irrelevant. Just waiting for that clock to tick. 10:37. All right, guys, I am going in. We're going to hit it. We are just going to make show questions and answers. Yes, we have that on. Randomized order of questions. No. Randomized order of answers. Yes. We are going to get going. I am not going to read the questions out loud. It'll be confusing for you because of the lag on the stream itself, but I am going to talk about the answers as we do each one. So look at your devices starting now. Starting in 10 seconds. Once again, you can join late. It will be unlikely that you win if you join late, but you can find out. You can see how you're going to do. I should play along and try to win. I get to be quiet for a little while. It's nice. Once everyone answers, it'll move on its own. Oh, not bad. So the Egnar name started as Egnar Atop in Star Wars Galaxies in like 2003, 2004. And it was literally just a random bunch of letters that I put together. Almost entirely. And I have used that since then. Guys, Secrets and Shadows and Fanatical Devotion, right? They're great, but they should not be prioritized in an early account. Look at Depressed Wampa up top. Knows, well, I guess Sweet Sassy. Actually, I'll show you guys this one after the question. It is Borderlands. I have a nice big Borderlands tattoo on my arm. It is always covered up. Intellectual property. %, guys, Jedi Academy. Absolutely. I talk about it constantly. Constantly. Did I show that off, Belloc? I actually did not know that I've ever shown that one off. Guys, it's obviously Mega Man. Mega Man is my life. I love Mega Man. If the Mega Man mobile game didn't suck crap, I would be playing that. But it is terrible. Hey, Lysol. Welcome to the birthday party. Star Wars: The Old Republic. Yes, it was Sexy Pillow Fights. It was our PvP guild. We used to do pantsless, drunken pantsless PvP days on Tuesdays, every Tuesday night. Oh, dude, happy anniversary, man. That's awesome. Special day for both of us. I love that. All right, so Egnard's army actually started in Guild Wars 2. That is a very long story, but it was a fun little guild where we went around. I repurposed movie speeches to in-game IPs. And I would go to all the boss spawns and I'd play my harp. It was a good time. So it looks like there's a typo because my computer auto-corrected it and I did not notice, but it was Dexter Jetster right around the time that I was posting fan kits for Jar Jar. I'm going to have to give C-Squared shit later for not catching that. Clone 99 was very much after. I don't think that Dexter will ever be in the game. I do believe that there's a chance for Clone 99. Marin is my only other whale, technically, because Arnold bought him for me, or bought half of him for me, I should say, because I used crystals for the rest. Oh, we talked about this recently. Very recently. It is 12 million. I am literally just under. I'm like 15,000 short of getting to 12 million. I'm so close. Oof. First math post was Shard Shop currency. It had to do with Bronzium relation to Shard Shop currency and stun guns in the 12th slot of the Shard Shop before they updated the Shard Shop. That was a very long time ago. Captain Amazing, 100% responsible for Slice of Otogunga. He convinced me that a Discord was basically necessary. Without my conversations with him, it would 100% not have happened. Yeah, guys, I knew Gungans was the trick answer there. That is our smoking gun, or our MacGuffin, rather. I tell people not to farm the Gungans, even though I love them so much. Night Sisters, they are my MVP. They are the only team I've done a highlight video for. Gungans are a favorite team. They're not my MVP. I don't think they're as valuable as other people believe that they are. That is our MacGuffin. So, 37, I was nice, and I did count those as correct answers, but I did say numerical. I am 37. I love I love anyone who thinks that I'm still in my mid-30s rather. I'm like, oh, I'm most definitely just hit my late 30s. Oh man. Yeah, I mean, it was 2 days ago, dude. Like, I'm 37. I was 37. What you basically do is you just round it up. January 2017. I talk about that a lot, actually. My wife did not wake up for a cycle spin class she wanted us both to go to. So I started playing this game for fun, and look what that started. Awaken Mandalorian, super easy. I wonder how many of you have my .gg up and you're like, oh, I'm going to check his .gg for things. And Rising Phoenix is not a typo. My phone really didn't want to do that. Oh. Oh, I've definitely talked about this one. Yeah, it was during Challenge Rancor. My original job during as a guild officer was to just keep Discord active during those times when you just had to sit there all day and like have everybody do it all at the same time. Hey, Fire Marshal, how's it going? It's okay, Avorius. You played a shitty game for me. And that's what matters. Hoth Rebel Soldier. I do have a Mon Mothma also, but Hoth Rebel Soldier is most definitely by far the worst. Oh, this one should be easy. I talk about this constantly. I don't think C is a great choice if you are already a mid-game, mid-tier player or you already have GLs, but in a vacuum, 100%. This was a gimme answer. I tend to fuck you, Bones. I say fuck you to all three of them pretty much on every stream. Fuck you, Bones. Fuck you, Bones. I'm gonna timestamp this. What is this? 2:57. Just fuck you, Bones. Bones fucking all around. Everybody's fucking Bones today. Fuckity fuck you, Bones. I'm not going to go into the story, but Nooch is definitely the most responsible. It had to do with a Reddit post involving the amount of money he was charging for some of his reviews, and that was like, what? That's ridiculous. Don't worry, I'm time stamping that so Bones can see all of the fuck you Bones. It is definitely Kyle Katarn. I actually said that I hate Fallen Order maybe 20 minutes ago. I am a huge, huge, huge fan of Kyle Katarn. Hey, Black Hammer. I told you there was going to be a surprise for you later. Yeah, I think I don't know if I fixed that. No, I didn't. That it's BD1, but Marin, right? I don't think it's a good game. No, it's a mediocre game. I don't think it's a good Star Wars game. Hey, kitty. I don't think it's a very interesting Star Wars game. God. Hi, kitty. Hey, kitty. Yeah, it was actually Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. I chose wrong with Rey and picked Rey as my first. And then I just didn't get to him at all until later. Now that seemed to go through and it's just going to keep starting over and over again, so we're going to stop that. I'm a little surprised, Moonborn. I'm embarrassed that you didn't win that. I'm upset by that. But I do have that first and second place is Naisho Athelia. Please just message me on Discord, Egnards, EGNARDS, with your ally code. Moonborn, I don't need your ally code. I have your ally code. So here's what we're going to do, guys. We are pretty much at the end. I want to go to the movies. I want to spend some time with my wife, with my family. Once again, Naisho, just message me on Discord. Egnards, lowercase EGNARDS, with your ally code. I'll get that to Meathead. When we close out the stream, the third mystery prize will be randomly generated based on comments on YouTube. Your comment has to include your ally code. You cannot comment right now because this is the chat, not the comments. But in 24 hours, I will pick and I will spin a wheel, and whoever wins, that's the ally code that's going to get the prize, and I will post it on Discord. So guys, thank you for joining me for my birthday. Super happy. You know, Moonborn's wife yelled at me, I guess, through him, about me doing this on my birthday, but nobody's awake yet. And I enjoy my brunches, so I appreciate it. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for having some fun with me. We're going to see Blink twice with Channing Tatum, which seems like it did okay. So with that said, have a great rest of your day, rest of your weekend.